Hello everyone, Crypto8 here. I decided to make a quick recap or like a summary video to just describe our reasoning and how we dealt with this, and also more into depth of how the MTF was used in conjunction with the Elliott wave count we had on the BTC. This video is a public video. I'm just also showcasing what we did in premium. So if you look here, you see we are in a major sell-off. I hope everyone's is safe and traded safely. What happened basically is that let me just go back to there. What happened basically is that after the major first sell-off, due to our ABC count and our idea of that we can get an ABC followed by another drop, and that ABC should be at the 0.618 level, like that. What happened here is that on the lower time frames, or not so low, but on the 12-hour time frame, I started seeing something that made me aware that this is gonna play out like we anticipated through Elliott waves. And what happened basically was, let me just play this out. Yeah, exactly. This is where I posted a warning video on our group that we might have more downside, and that we might see like an ABC like that, and then followed by more downside. How did I know that? For those who don't know what the MTF is, make sure to check out my YouTube channel and check out the Foundry, and check out my profile on Twitter. I have a lot of links there to the videos and to the indicator. So the MTF is basically the MTF wave stochastic RSI indicator, and what I saw here was simply that on this time frame we had a major fake out, being that the gray short lower time frame curve bounced without any effect, almost any effect, on the blue one. And usually when that happens, it has to pull down, okay? And when that happens, you need to be monitoring all time frames. So for example, this was the 12-hour, but when you zoom in, it's still not there on the 4-hour, for example. And when you zoom out on the daily, it still hasn't happened yet. So we kept an eye on this, and we believed at first that this is the fake out that's gonna simply lead to B, which it was. And as you can see here, it started coming down. And remember guys, if you have seen the previous videos, what has to happen is that there has to be like a convergence. They simply have to touch again here before they start making that new wave up. And then this came down, and after it formed this candle here, and here it made like another V up. It was obvious that it's gonna probably converge but upward. So this fake out on the 12-hour finished, and this is where we thought that this was the end of B, instead of touching the red line slightly above it. And then what happened is that on the daily we started showing a very small fake out, and so I started keeping an eye on it. And then a day or two later, this became an actual fake out on the daily, and this supported the idea of a rejection at C. So for those who don't see that, this is the fake out, but this time it was on the daily, okay? And then Bitcoin held its ground, but still the distance between gray and blue was still big. And so either the blue curve or the gray curve had to move to the other one but since our basic or the general narrative in our technical analysis was that this already hit the 0.618 level, we were convinced that this is gonna break down. Oops, sorry. Let me just go back. So again, this is the fake out. And this is what happened. We had a massive drop. This was a perfect short position for Bitcoin. And now on the daily, they still haven't touched yet. So it's showing that it might still not be over yet. And then when we zoomed in onto 2 hour, we still have another fake out. So that's why this might simply pull up if it holds its ground, but this generally tells you that this might retest the lows or drop lower. So generally stay safe, guys. If you look at other time frames, 12 hour doesn't say much. I'm talking about the MTF mainly. 6 hour doesn't say much. 4 hour same. Let us check the 3 hour. 3 hour is a tiny fake out, but it's not to be taken into consideration. 2 hour is the one that you should be looking at. The 1 hour is showing a fake out downwards, so it's kind of tricky, but you have to paint a narrative with all of them. So this actually looking there, like let's just say there's a 50% chance this just goes to the low and then bounces up, and the rest of the chances are for this going lower, in my opinion. Whether if this goes low it will touch this or just tickle or takes a couple of stops, or what this will do is something that's still unclear. But generally it's hard to tell what's gonna happen next, but this is a bearish count. There should be an alternative bullish count, so just try to have all the possibilities open for you to be able to trade accordingly. And this is just a brief summary of how we dealt with this Bitcoin price action and how we anticipated this drop, whether through Elliott waves or the MTF, or what we did this time was actually both together. So for those who are not in the group, guys, you need to check out the group. Anyway, okay, have a great evening, everyone. Bye.